And welcome back to Wise Guys. These guys know sports here live on the Worldwide Sports Network. Everybody remember go and follow Wise Guys on Twitter at WiseGuys_H. Also on Facebook, Wise Guys. And be sure to follow Wise Guys on Instagram at These Guys Know Sports. The number to dial is 513-203-8655. 513-203-8655. Any particular topic that you want to discuss, we could talk about it on the show tonight. Let's transition and let's go to an AFC East battle in Buffalo over the weekend as Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills beat Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins 48-20 for the Dolphins. Tua, he went 25 of 35, threw for 282 passing yards, one touchdown, one interception for the Bills. Josh Allen went 21 of 25. He threw for 320 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. Stephon Diggs had a great performance, 6 receptions, 120 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns. Here's Bills head coach Sean McDermott after the game.
God, man, what an afternoon in Orchard Park, right? Western New York, the crowd. I don't think I've heard a crowd that loud in my career in the NFL. And there were times when we couldn't even communicate with the middle linebacker out there. And I'm sure Doris had the same issue with Josh. But amazing environment. Really proud of the players. Really proud of the staff. I know people may want to say about game plan this, game plan that. The players did a phenomenal job, man. At the end of the day, the players executed at a very, very high level, and it came down to fundamentals. And I'm really proud of the way that they played, complimentary-wise, and effort-wise as well. So with that, I'll turn it over to you for your questions.
Coach,
That was Bills head coach Sean McDermott after the Bills 48-20 win over the Miami Dolphins last night. So, my biggest takeaway from this Bills win over the Dolphins is the Buffalo Bills wanted to send a message to the Miami Dolphins and remind the Miami Dolphins about who the hell they are. You got to look at the Buffalo Bills, and the last 3 years, the Buffalo Bills have won the AFC East. And after the Miami Dolphins started the season off 3-0, they dropped 70 points against Sean Payton's Denver Broncos. Tua was leading the early NFL MVP race, and everyone was saying that including myself, that the Miami Dolphins are the clear favorites in the AFC East. And I feel like this type of performance from the Buffalo Bills is the type of performance that's sending a message to the Miami Dolphins and the rest of the NFL and putting everyone on notice and saying, we've been the team to beat in the AFC East the last 3 years, because the Bills have won the AFC East the last 3 years. The last 3 years, we have had the best quarterback in the division in Josh Allen, and we have had the best receiver in the division before Tyreek Hill came to the Miami Dolphins. And even once Tyreek Hill was in Miami, Stephon Diggs has been balling for the Buffalo Bills. And I feel like Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, that duo has been more consistent, and they've done more than Tua and Tyreek Hill. Now, Tua and Tyreek Hill has done amazing things in these last 2 years, but Tua has been in and out of the lineup, so we haven't been able to see Tua and Tyreek over the course of a 17-game season. Tua only played in 13 games last year. But Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs have been the best 1-2 punch from a quarterback receiver standpoint in the AFC East, and the Buffalo Bills have been the best team in the AFC East the last 3 years. And I feel like this 48-20 win was the Bills sending the Dolphins a message. We are still the team to beat in the AFC East. You look at Josh Allen. This is Josh Allen since losing to the New York Jets in week 1. Josh Allen, his completion percentage is 77%. That's ranked first in the NFL. He has 10 touchdowns. That's ranked first in the NFL. His passer rating is 125.8. That is also ranked first in the NFL. And the Bills have outscored their opponents 123-33 in that span. Since losing to the Jets in week 1, the Bills have outscored their opponents 123-33. And I felt like this was a great performance from the Buffalo Bills. And offensively, they were able to run the football. And they only had 104 rushing yards, but considering how bad they've been over the last few years at being able to run the football, having 104 rushing yards is a pretty good rushing day on the ground for the Buffalo Bills. It really, really is. I felt like James Cook, he has really, really helped this Bills running game. He didn't have a great performance against the Dolphins in week 4, but overall, I feel like James Cook has really helped improve this Buffalo Bills running game in the first 4 weeks of the season. Murray had 4 carries for 32 rushing yards. James Cook had 12 carries for 29 rushing yards. And Damian Harris had 6 carries for 29 rushing yards. So it was a group effort in the running game for the Buffalo Bills. But as great as the Bills offense was, I feel like the reason why this Bills team won like they did on Sunday was because of their defense. Give Bills head coach Sean McDermott a lot of credit because this Bills defense was the reason why they beat the Dolphins Sunday afternoon in Buffalo. Let's look at that Bills defense and what they were able to do against that elite Dolphins offense. The Bills defense only allowed 20 points. They held the Dolphins to 30% on third down. The Dolphins went 3 of 10 on third down. The Bills defense sacked Tua 4 times. They had 9 quarterback hits, and they forced 2 turnovers. Now, this is a Miami Dolphins team that came into this matchup against the Bills averaging 43 points per game. That was ranked first in the NFL. That 43 points per game, ranked first. And the Buffalo Bills defense held the Dolphins to only 20 points. So I feel like as great as the Bills offense was in this matchup and as great as Josh Allen performed and Stephon Diggs performed in this matchup against the Dolphins, I feel like the reason why the Bills beat the Dolphins 48-20 is because of their defense. So give that Bills defense a ton of credit. Give them a ton of credit. And up front, you got Ed Oliver, you got Daquan Jones, still got Leonard Floyd. At some point, they're going to get back Von Miller, and you got Matt Milano at linebacker. And in the secondary, Micah Hyde was in the lineup. They did lose Tre'Davious White for an Achilles injury. That's going to hurt the Bills. Tre'Davious White tore his Achilles Sunday afternoon. That's a big, big loss for the Bills. But DeMar Hamlin actually played in this game. Shout out to DeMar Hamlin. This was his first game he's played in since he had the cardiac arrest situation last year against the Bengals. So I was happy to see DeMar Hamlin play. Maybe the Buffalo Bills defense played inspired football, seeing DeMar Hamlin back in the lineup playing football and starting in this game. So shout out to the Buffalo Bills defense. They had a sensational performance. And I said last week on the show, that chess match between Mike McDaniel and Sean McDermott, that's going to determine who wins this matchup between the Miami Dolphins elite offense and the Buffalo Bills average defense. They weren't average on Sunday. They were good on Sunday. And considering how high flying the Dolphins offense is, the Bills defense played great. They played great. They really, really did. Give them credit. Give them a lot of credit. But these two teams are going to face off against each other at some point again later on in the season. I thought last year the Bills, they did beat the Dolphins in 2 out of their 3 matchups because they played against each other in the playoffs. But there was no Tua in that game. There was no Tua. Skylar Thompson played against the Bills in the playoffs. And coming into the season, I picked the Dolphins to win the AFC East because I thought that if Tua played in the playoff game, they could have beaten the Bills. Give the Bills credit because all we heard coming into this game was about how the Dolphins not only are the best team in the AFC East, but they're the best team in the AFC overall, and how Tua is the NFL MVP. Give the Bills credit for showing up and showing that we are still the team to beat in the AFC East. So give them credit for that.